This is the story of the year, Brian Cage, the Gulf Coast's only A-lister, the best entertainer that there is. You're watching Front Row Fanatics.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Good evening, Gulf Coast independent wrestling fans. Welcome back to another exciting episode of the Front Row Fanatics. I'm the Gargoyle.
Cheech. Internet.
And tonight we are going to do a review of CSW's restart that took place January 22nd at the House of Hardcore in Mossyhead, Florida. With that being said, I'll turn it over to the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Internet.
I don't know about everybody else. I was ready for some CSW action. It's been a hot minute. CSW is back with the extravaganza restart. We started out the night with kind of a newcomer to the area, the ever so popular Mike Gretzka, and accompanied to the ring by the Monroe twins, Kylie and Zoe. He took on Cameron Thomas, one half, I guess, formerly of the first string. Going into this match, you know, you have to give the experience advantage to Cameron Thomas, but then again, he is used to tag team competition and not singles competition, so very interesting match. Both of them similar size and build. I know at one point Cameron nearly decapitated Mike with a Hurricane Rana. I don't know if you guys saw that. That was, he almost annihilated him with a Northern Light suplex at one point. The Monroe twins, actually a distraction at ringside, running a lot of interference. Murray didn't know what to do, you know.
That's because he done hit my cooler and was all into my beer deep before the show even started, man.
Well, even though they were a distraction, they were effective. At one point, Cameron was incapacitated in the corner. Murray was distracted elsewhere, and they were just choking and beating the hell out of Cameron Thomas.
Snagged that leg, and he went for a loop, too.
You know, at the end of the match, it saw both Cameron and Mike laid out in the ring, and Murray was administering the 10 count. Cameron got a second win, jumped up, hit that three-point stance spear on Mike Gretzka. He hit him like twice with it. And on the third one of the Monroe twins, I believe, you know, they are twins.
Right.
But I believe it was Zoe jumped in while Kylie distracted Murray and hit Cameron with a low blow, allowing Mike Gretzka to get the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah. Getting used to seeing him as singles was a little bit odd, but I think he did fairly well. He's really good technical pulling that off, and you know, Mike was able to keep up with, even though he had some help. I don't believe he made it happen, did he?
No, you know, like you said, it was strange seeing Cameron Thomas, who you're used to seeing in tag team action, operating solo against Mike, the up-and-comer with the Monroe twins in his corner. But, you know, it was really freaking me out during that match. When they were out there on the side of the ring, Jabobby, they was like doing it in stereo. It was eerie, man. It was, you know,
digital stereo.
Thank you. I mean, I don't know if that's a twin thing or not, but they'd say the same thing. It was like, bam, you know. It was just weird, but
absolutely.
But you know, nonetheless, you know, Mike gets the victory. You know, bringing his two little valets, as you should say, or want to call them managers, whatever, in their debut at Culture Shock Wrestling, and picks up the win to start the show.
Absolutely. Winner of the match, once again, by 1, 2, 3 victory, the ever-so-popular Mike Gretzka. Moving right along into match 2, we had Victor Crew come out. And, you know, for a few months now, he's had the $1,000 Make Crew Bleed Challenge, but he upped the ante. It is now $1,500 of his own money to anybody that can make him bleed. And his opponent was super nerd Lane Smart. For anybody that's gone to CSW, you know Lane Smart. A fan favorite, people love him, but can go to a dark place at a drop of a hat. We have seen him in many a wired match, hardcore match. And going into this match, it seemed like Lane Smart needed to get jump-started. He seemed kind of lackadaisical going into this match. But once he did, he hit Victor Crew with a barrage of power moves. But, you know, Victor Crew, he's slippery. You know, using tactics that you would expect from Victor Crew.
That and that grease in his hair.
Oh my God! Victor Crew ended up finishing Lane Smart off with that double knee drop from the second rope and nailed that on him 1, 2, 3. Your winner, Victor Crew.
Oh my
Yeah, I'm
God.
still waiting to see him bleed. Somebody needs to get that real quick.
CSW bookers, book me in a match. I'll make him bleed. I guarantee that now.
We need to start a poll or start a cup and collect our own money so we can give him the person that finally does make him bleed a little extra bonus for the fans.
There you go. You heard it here. The Front Row Fanatics will be collecting donations at the next CSW show for the Make Crew Bleed Challenge, to whichever wrestler busts open Victor Crew. We'll give you a little extra greenback cashola for that, man.
That's right.
To Victor Cruz, to acknowledge him, he did hit a couple of, he hit a sweet crescent kick and a swinging neck breaker. The guy does have talent. Whether you love him or hate him, you cannot deny he has talent, as well as Lane Smart. Like I said, he hit him with a barrage of power moves, power slams, suplexes, but just did not have enough. At the end of the match, it had it where Victor Crew was on the ropes. Lane Smart went for a big boot, missed, wrapped himself on that second rope. Victor Crew kicked the rope, racking him even more, and that allowed the setup for the double knee drop.
Gave him a thump to the junk or something. I hate Victor Crew. Yes, Victor Crew, I hate your guts, man. So somebody please make this sucker bleed.
He's from the Anarchy Nation.
Yeah.
Coming up next, match number 3, we got to see Simply Sexy, which is Chuck Indales and Jed, taking on Initial Shock, Extreme G, and JT Angel. Going into this was my first time seeing Chuck and Dales and Jed wrestling together as a team, and I wondered if they would be able to work as a cohesive unit. Starting out the match, Extreme G and Jed were in the ring. Jed obviously being the bigger, more powerful. To my surprise, Extreme G was able to match power with him. They went move for move.
Well, Shocky's pretty stout now,
Yeah. And I have to say, in this match, Extreme G was on point. He was working stiff, he was working fast, he was working hard. Surprisingly, Chuck did very well. Chuck and Dales, we've seen him at all manner kind of matches.
Sexy, baby, sexy. He was rampaging.
He hit JT Angel with the sexy bomb, which is that full Nelson sit-down slam. Jed hit JT with 2 of his self-proclaimed world's fastest leg drops.
Yeah.
And he followed that up with a submission maneuver he calls the Rad McTwist. But,
Still couldn't get him to do a headbutt, though.
At the end of the match, I saw Chuck. He had JT set up for a suplex, and JT reversed it into a DDT. Initial Shock had the match well in control, but as JT set Chuck up for a sharpshooter, Chuck rolled him up for a quick 1, 2, 3. The winner of the match, Simply Sexy.
And the sexiest man in CSW gets the 1, 2, 3, baby, right there in the middle of the ring. Let's see. Do we need to take a break there, Alexiander, or keep on rolling? Okay. Well,
I'd have to say, Chuck and Dales, that's too much sexy for one building.
Oh, I'm telling you. I'm telling you.
Girls were getting sterile just by being in the same room with him. But, I have to say, I've said it for a while now, my favorite tag team thus far in CSW is Initial Shock. I really like the combination of Extreme G and JT Angel. I know, we all at one point had a discussion of who our favorite tag team was because the tag team scene was so hot there.
Right.
And speaking of tag teams, it brings us up to match number 4. It was a tag team title match in which the champions, Marcus Gibbs, Terry Allen Jones, collectively known as the Onyx, took on the Rays brothers, Scotty Rays and Billy Rays. And, when looking at this match, you had the power and attitude in the Onyx, and you had the speed and boy band looks of the Rays brothers.
Yeah.
The ending saw Marcus Gibbs lay out Scotty Rays with a haymaker to the jaw. Now, I've heard some people say that Marcus pulled out some sort of international object and laid him out. I didn't see it.
I didn't either.
But it was, pretty good match. What you would come to expect from the Rays brothers. A lot of high spots, quick, fast action. Yeah. But Marcus Gibbs and Terry Allen have a way of slowing things down to wrestle their kind of match and utilize their strengths.
Brute force, high flying, fast versus brute force, and they still came away with the win. Onyx is heavyweight and still undisputed.
Absolutely.
Sweet. I like the attitude displayed by the Onyx. They've got a good combination with the size and power of Terry Allen and the wily, conniving skills of Marcus Gibbs there. But all I got to say about this, hey, Terry Allen, What about the Packers, baby? What about the Packers?
Don't even go there.
Chi-Town, eat my ass.
We don't want to upset Terry Allen Jones.
I'll upset him. I ain't scared, baby. That's how I roll. Evil Gargoyle, baby, right here.
How much time do we have left? Are we good? All right, let's go right into match number 5. This was a match that pitted the man who gives mustache rides, Mike Desaad, taking on a surprise here, a returning DJ Durst. Mike Desaad, formerly Mike Metal, the woolly mammoth himself.
Right.
And what you had here was 2 heavyweights that are more agile than they rightfully should be. You know,
Right.
I've said for years that Mike Desaad, I got to get used to calling him that.
Right.
Very agile for a man his side, and to DJ Durst's credit, he is also. DJ Durst, a veteran of CSW, who has competed in just about every kind of match they have there. The same can also be said for Mike Desaad,
Right.
Who recently appeared in the final Wired match against John Riker. If you missed that, shame on you. That was one of the best Wired matches I've ever seen. The winner of this match was Mike Desaad. It looked like a triangle choke slam. I mean, a triangle choke submission.
Right.
There might be, I don't know if he has a name for it, but that's what it looked like to me.
Absolutely.
For big guys, very agile, real quick, just real good technical wrestling with
Yes.
this match too. I enjoyed watching them two together. DJ Durst, I haven't seen him in quite a while, so I'm glad to see him back on the scene at CSW.
And what's that pet name you have for Mike Desaad?
The evil Barney Rubble is what he reminds me of.
I was talking about the other one.
Pork chop?
Pork chop.
Yeah, pork chop.
Pork chop sandwiches.
But, you know, it was good to see DJ back, though I could tell, and this is not knocking on DJ, he put on some pounds there. He truly was a heavyweight from the last time I seen him, you know, but he displayed no signs of ring rust.
No.
He got in there and gave Mike Desaad a good battle and a good accounting for himself as a long-standing veteran of the House of Hardcore. So, you know, an enjoyable match nonetheless. So, what can you say?
Yeah, I was under the impression we wouldn't be seeing Mike again, you know, after
Right.
the Wired match.
Yeah.
But, you know, as we've learned, you know, never say never, anything can happen.
Especially in indie wrestling.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it was good to see Mike Desaad back, regardless of what name he's under. I enjoy watching him. And I think we have to take a break.
I need beer.